It's called being a millionaire. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess you are 100% right. Oh, I'm being hosted by two channels, Death and Cleffa. Thank you for hosting me. By the way, guys, if you missed any of the streams, them being Thursdays and Saturdays from today, all of them will be on my channel, and you'll find them probably the day after or a couple of days after the stream happens. So yeah. On the app, swipe left from the right side of the screen. No, on the app, if I swipe left from the right side of the screen, it takes me either to uploads or dashboard. It's like, but that's also, you can see your friends online and your whispers, yeah. That I noticed. Maybe it's because I'm actually on my okay, so that's that. No. Oh shit. No, I don't want myself. Okay, so only. That's that. Apply. No, that doesn't show me who's here. Oh, but if I click here, I see that there are 10 people. Yay, there we go. I figured it out. Hi, people in the chat. I know you're here. Hi. All of you make me super happy. I figured it out. Yay. The reason why I'm doing it this way is because I don't have a second screen, and like I have a lot of things on my screen right now, so I can play the game properly. And that way I can see everything. Yay, I did it! I've done it! Yay! I think it's that's not true. It's not that I am the only one that can hold a conversation with the chat. It's that I have, my chat is set, like my streaming times and everything are like so specific sometimes, and like I don't have that many people in the chat most of the time, which makes it a lot easier for the streamer to interact with the chat. I'm pretty sure if I had a lot of other people, I could still try my best to hold a conversation with the chat, but it would be more difficult. For example, with Proton John, whenever I've been on his streams, it's a lot more difficult because everything's happening so quickly. So there's that. Anyway, it's time to continue with the game. And my throat might die. But it's okay, I do it for you guys. And for Halloween. Silver yelled at the speaker with language coarse enough to embarrass a sailor, but the rest of Junpei's companions were silent, deep in thought. Junpei, too, was consumed by his thoughts. There was a great deal he didn't understand. Who was Zero? What was the nunnery game? Why had he chosen to make them part of it? Was he a criminal who took delight in playing with his victims? Or did he have some other purpose? Yeah, I only like streams like this because I enjoy not only talking with the streamer, but with the rest of the chat. Yeah, both of them are fun in different ways. Oh, thank you for saying that, Titanium or Tiger. If you want me to call you a certain way, just tell me and I'll call you that way. For example, with Ugo, I call him Ben because he told me I could call him Ben. And the same with Dialgaville, I call him Patrick. So yeah. Yeah, it's still hard. Yeah, even with Madrai, it's still hard to hold a conversation, and it's kind of sad because like it's a lot of fun to hold conversations with people, especially when streaming. So, and especially in like this type of games where I can have a lot of interaction with the chat. Like you guys could help me choose the next door that we go through and everything. So yeah. Anyway, why had Junpei? Also, English is not my first language, so yeah. You call me Supreme Master. I'm sorry, you're not the Supreme Master. We both are Hispanic, so we both know who our Supreme Leader is. And that's Costa Rica. And that's me. Boom! Okay, I'll call you Dakota then. If I remember, I'll call you Dakota. The person that's usually with me in streams is not that good with names, so there's that. My first language is Spanish. I am Costa Rican. And okay, so the thing with my first language is that I started learning English and Spanish more or less like properly learning them, more or less at the same time. Of course, there's a difference if you start learning it when you're a kid because you hear it a lot more. But like I'm talking like proper like grammar and everything. I started learning them both at the same time. So, hey, Cleffa, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. So, yeah. So, Spanish is my first language, but English is a very close second since I've spoken it since I'm like around 5 years old, and I've had a really good immersion because of how my family treats languages, especially my mom. Since my mom went to a German school, she was taught German at the same time as Spanish, so she understands the importance of immersion in a language to properly learn it. Anyway, continuing with the game. And why had Junpei been chosen as a part of this insane game? Why had any of them been chosen? But one question was foremost in his mind. Akane. They hadn't seen one another since elementary school. Why had she appeared now? Coincidence? No, that seemed impossible. There had to be a reason. He didn't know what it might be, but there had to be a reason. Very well. The lions always seemed oddly loud in the silence. Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think? Get moving? Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, wait! Don't tell me you're actually going to do what the zero says. No, that's not what I mean. The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed. I'm saying, let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet. Wait, what? Their separate investigations finished, all 9 people returned to where they had left one another. The result of all their work was nothing. They were completely sealed in. Their hard work had not gone completely to waste, however. They had learned a number of things. They'd scoured the parts of the ship they could reach. It seemed that they were confined to decks A through C. C deck was far down as they would be able to go. However, the reason being that D deck was completely submerged. Strangely, however, the water had risen no higher than D deck. The flow seemed to have stopped somehow, as evidenced by the surface of the water in D deck, which was smooth as glass. And it sounds like I'm saying dick all the time I say dick. The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it. Perhaps the Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal the water tight. Door below down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, the water won't rise for 9 hours. Then you're saying we won't sink till then? Well, that may be a little too optimistic. no point to wishful thinking. Yeah, really no point right now. There were 3 metal doors in C deck. A single door stood off to the side, with 2 more on the wall facing the central staircase. None of them had numbers or verification devices. They were, however, locked like the other doors. No matter how much they pushed and shoved, the doors refused to move. The mountain and the lion threw themselves against them a few times, but to no avail. The door in the back had a keyhole. Just above it, a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot. Again, for those of you that are just, coming, my sister's taking a shower, so if you hear music in the background, that's that, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm trying my best to not have that happen. There were 2 other doors in the C deck as well, but it was clear there were elevators, as each had a button next to it with an upside-down triangle. They tried pushing the button. No response. Apparently there was no power running to the elevators. To the left of the elevator doors was a card reader. The card reader also had a strange mark on it. It looked like a lowercase h, with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H. Junpei stared at it for a while. This is the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol. Then the mark on the other door, I think that it was the sun symbol. They had seen the symbols on A deck. The same symbols on A deck. There was a door on either side of the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it. This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian. Junpei looked at the ceiling. I am the best at speaking. There was a great circle cut in it, perhaps for a skylight or a glass dome, but it had been filled with a gargantuan metal plate. The metal looked very solid. Anything short of explosive charge was unlikely to damage it. There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates. In other words, we're trapped, all exits go nowhere. Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up. Well, I'm sure they go somewhere, we just cannot open them. Then the mountain spoke. You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls, or take us in circles. The prince did not agree. No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them, at least. Okay, so they came to the conclusion that door 4 and 5 are the only doors they can open. You mean the numbered doors? All eyes turned toward the doors with the numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense. Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that. The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block them. We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do. Hey guys, of you that have played or seen this game, wouldn't this game be like an amazingly weird movie? Number 4 sounds like it. Oh!
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back.
What'd I miss?
Basically,
who is dead?
No one's dead.
Lame.
I took a 10-minute break.
Ah. So you haven't really done much?
We just continued a little bit with the story. No one's dead. They found a couple of elevators. They also saw that D deck was completely submerged, but they came to the realization that because the water wasn't rising, like the water wasn't moving, it was like crystalline mirror-like. Whoever the Zero guy is has a method of closing, of making the water not rise. Meaning that they actually have 9 hours.